The Beetle can be considered a success story because it is one of the most successful cars ever come up with. But there is really a darker side to it. I mean, this is a car that comes out of the Third Reich, and this is a car that for a long time was built by exploited workers in Mexico under difficult conditions. So it bears the imprint of international social inequality. And so what it shows is how very different kinds of developments really make a global success. Henry Ford was regarded as a superstar in Europe because he had managed to do something that nobody had managed before, and that was produce an automobile in an affordable fashion while at the same time paying his workers the highest wages that had ever been paid. What Hitler saw from Ford was that it was possible to produce an affordable, high-quality car. Hitler demanded a car that would be cheap. He basically stipulated a price of around 1,000 Reichsmarks, which was about half the going rate for small cars at the time in Germany. The German automobile industry was in a quandary over this plan because it knew that it was impossible in Germany to produce a car for 1,000 marks and make a profit. The German automobile industry did not want to alienate Hitler, and so passed the project on to an independent automotive engineer by the name of Ferdinand Porsche, who took the project on and secured more or less unlimited funds for it. So by the time the Second World War broke out, there existed in Germany a very large and almost completed automobile factory, and there existed a prototype for a people's car. After the war, the factory that had been built by the Nazis ended up in the British occupation zone, and so the first Beetles that were actually rolling off the production line rolled off it under the supervision of the British occupiers. The Beetle's success is very much dependent on its material properties. People loved the shape the world all over, and also the high quality that the car had. It was a very functional car. But the Beetle's success story cannot be reduced to high quality and a cute shape. In post-war Germany, for instance, the Beetle becomes a symbol of the economic miracle that transformed post-war Germany from a ruined country into a prosperous society within 20 years. In the United States, here the Beetle is basically pretty much an ordinary middle-class vehicle, frequently driven by middle-class women. However, there were also American drivers that bought a Beetle because it was the exact opposite of a typical American car. It was small, it had a different shape, it was rounded, it was easy to repair, and it was unflashy. So it was a car which sent out a signal that here was a consumer that was not willing to play the game of keeping up with the Joneses, and consumer that wished to really beat the system. In Mexico, the Beetle becomes a national iconic car because there exists no Mexican-owned independent car manufacturer that could have produced a Mexican-designed car. What this book tells about is why cars rank so very prominently among the consumer objects in the 20th century. And what it shows is that cars have a very intimate relationship with individualism. And this comes from their association with liberty, with freedom, with being able to go where one wants, at a time that one wants, and at a pace that one wants.